These are the most popular games on Xbox Game Pass that you have to play. These are some of the best games that you can currently play on Xbox, along with some of my personal favorites as well. Now in this video, I want to break down some of the most downloaded games on Xbox Game Pass, some of which you may have played, but also a few others that have recently just been added to the Xbox Game Pass library. And in addition to this, I want to add a few popular mentions or favorite mentions of some of the my own games that I've been playing myself. First, let's talk about a new addition to Xbox Game Pass, which is Expeditions, a MudRunner game. This is made by the people that did Spin Tires and also, what was the other one called? No way was it called SnowRunner. I'm sure it had a better name than that. So, as I was saying, they also did SnowRunner. Now, I personally played Spin Tires. I actually played this in early access back in the day on the PC, and I played a little bit of SnowRunner, which was essentially the same game, just obviously in the snow, and that I think was also on Xbox Game Pass a little while ago. It's quite popular on the console. Now, there's recently just launched a new one in a completely different environment, which is more in these desert environments, and also it introduces some new gameplay elements, such as this drone that allows you to explore the environment a little bit easier. In Expeditions, you go ahead and complete various different scientific expeditions, hence the name, where you navigate treacherous landscapes with a variety of all-terrain vehicles. You utilize advanced tools such as the new drone and the scanners to help plan your route and overcome obstacles, and with the new inventory system, you can manage your crew's resources, where you can then explore the uncharted wilderness and uncover its secrets. I'm a huge fan of the new addition of the drone. I think this helps a lot. When I used to play Spin Tires a lot with my mate, we used to get stuck because you would obviously go down somewhere and have no idea where you were going. So with this, you can obviously get the drone up in the air, survey the area just a little bit easier, and then obviously go ahead and commit to which path you actually want to take. The graphics on this game look pretty cool, and I do quite like the desert environment which it is set within. This is a nice switch up from prior locations, such as the first game, which was in muddy forests, the second game, which was of course within the snow and mountainous areas, and then now this new desert environment that sort of gives me Uncharted 4 vibes. You know, that super cool mission in Uncharted 4 where you drive around in the truck? It just looks a bit similar. Next up, let's talk about a game that I have been wanting to play for so many years, but I just knew it was going to come to like Xbox Game Pass, and it's also on PlayStation Plus as well. It's just one of those games, I love the series, but I just never got around to purchasing it. I just thought, oh, I'll probably get it on like Games with Gold or PlayStation free games, like them free monthly games. I just had a vibe it would eventually come. Now, thankfully, it has finally came to Xbox Game Pass, which is the preferred platform that I would want to play it on because of the Xbox Gamer Score, and that is Mafia, the Definitive Edition. Now, Mafia 2 is probably the best game ever. It's class game. I absolutely loved Mafia 2. I used to play it on the Xbox 360, and I've replayed it multiple times on the PC with way better graphics. Now, that game has also been enhanced and remastered with new graphics for the next generation consoles, but Mafia was based off of Mafia 1. They basically rebuilt and rebooted the entire game. So it's based off of the first game in the franchise, which was ancient, like I think it was like early 2000s, something like. The graphics on that thing were like Windows XP, or like Windows 98. Horrific. But they then completely rebuilt the game from the ground up a few years ago on new engines, new graphics, new cutscenes, and so on. And they launched Mafia Definitive Edition. You can experience a gripping narrative set in the 1930s as Tommy Angelo, a taxi driver that is drawn into the world of organized crime. You rise through the ranks by completing various missions and navigating the complex relationships within the Mafia, and every single choice you make has consequences in the immersive storyline. And specifically because this is a storyline game, I love playing it on Xbox because of the achievements. I know PlayStation's got the trophies, but they just don't hit the same. I like a bit of gamer score that contributes to my overall game score on my profile. It encourages me just to go off and do those side quests and those side missions and just collect and complete the story completely. I just find it a little bit more fun than a little bronze, silver, and gold trophy. They don't really make sense to me, the PlayStation trophy system, if I'm really honest. The original version of this Mafia game was probably one of the best games ever made for its time, and they've gave it a new coat of paint with the Definitive Edition and modernized it a little bit for the newer consoles and the newer way that people prefer to play games. I know some of the OG Mafia players don't like the Definitive Edition. It removes some of the key features that were so good about the original, like I think some of the way the police would operate and navigate the streets and the fuel and stuff like that in the cars. But I think for more modern gamers, it sort of does the job and you still get that pretty banging storyline. And if you played any other titles in this franchise, Mafia 2, Mafia 3, this just helps complete that trilogy and also get you ready and rocking for what I believe is another Mafia game that's dropping pretty soon. I swear I saw some trailer recently about that. If I'm wrong, if I'm right, let me know in the comment section down below what that game was called. I'm 1000% convinced I see the trailer for a new Mafia game, or some form of announcement on Twitter around Gamescom or the Summer Games Fest. Next up, we've got probably one of the biggest games of the new generation of consoles when they came out, and that is Rider Republic. This game I used to play on the PS5. This was one of those weird like trend games where it just dropped and then everyone was playing it. It was all over YouTube. It was just weird. I don't know if it's because we had literally nothing to play when the Xbox Series S and X and PS5 came out that like this would do the job. But during that sort of lockdown period, everyone was loving a bit of Rider Republic. Anyways, this is just about to come to Xbox Game Pass if you are yet to play it. I don't think I'm going to be jumping on this one because I played enough of it on my PS5 a few years ago, but it is still quite a lot of fun. It reminded me a lot of Skate 3. Like Skate 3 was class, one of the best games. I think that's on Game Pass as well, but absolutely awesome game. But this was obviously like a cycle bike version of that. I got similar vibes with that sandbox open world where you could explore, master the tricks, do all the mini games and all the score things. I definitely got a hint of nostalgia when playing this thing. Awesome thing about Riders Republic is the huge multiplayer elements of it. You can join your friends, you can ride around, and you can compete in different races and events whilst exploring the breathtaking landscapes and express your creativity with your own stunts and tricks. This isn't a game that's only restricted to bikes. You can also go skiing, snowboards, or wingsuits. And Riders Republic offers endless possibilities with a massive community of thrill seekers in a vibrant open world. Now, on the topic of open world games, a new one that's just about to come to Xbox Game Pass. I am so excited for this game. I don't think I've ever been excited for a game this much in ages. And it's the new Indiana Jones, The Great Circle. This game is developed by Bethesda. Now, I know some people are probably going to click off the video from me saying that, but trust me, it's going to be good. They made Skyrim. It's got to be good, right? Anyways, it's made by Bethesda, which is obviously now an Xbox studio. So this is coming straight to Xbox Game Pass on launch day, but it isn't an Xbox exclusive. It will also be on PS5, which Phil Spencer recently announced at Gamescom. In this upcoming action-adventure game, it's going to be set between two of the key movies, Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. It follows the legendary archaeologist as he embarks on a thrilling new adventure in 1937. Gameplay will primarily be a first-person perspective with some third-person elements for contextual interactions. This is pretty cool. I would have completely expected this to be a third-person game only, a little bit like Uncharted, Tomb Raider sort of vibes, but they've gone for first-person. When you look at the gameplay, it actually looks really good. And then there's key bits where it goes to third person when you're doing like rope swings and stuff like that. And I think it's going to transition very nicely. And in the vein of Tomb Raider and Uncharted style games, there will be various different puzzles that you can explore and complete with engaging combat that matches perfectly with that action adventure game genre. The game promises to have a mixture of linear story-driven sections and wider, more open areas for exploration. And the game will span the globe with many different locations, including Rome, Thailand, Egypt, Shanghai, and the Himalayas. Now, as I said, this game will be coming to PS5. However, it will be an Xbox timed exclusive. It will launch on the 9th of December, 2024, and then come to the PS5 in spring 2025. And if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can play this day one. And it's definitely one to add to the list and pre-install right now. Switching our focus back to some games that you can play today, this next suggestion's a little bit of an odd one, but it's Forza Horizon 4. Now, when I was browsing on Xbox Game Pass the other day, I went onto the most popular tab to see what other gamers were playing, see what was worth downloading. And Forza Horizon 5 wasn't on the list, but Forza Horizon 4 was. Now, this is a bit of a peculiar one because obviously it's a really old game, 2019, 2018, I want to say off the top of my head. And obviously we've got Forza Horizon 5 since then set in Mexico. But part of me wonders as to whether people have switched back to Forza Horizon 4 because they're a little bit bored of Forza Horizon 5. This was obviously the go-to racing game on Xbox Game Pass. It was most popular for ages, but recently it's disappeared off the list and been switched out with Forza Horizon 4. That's what I'm going to assume. People may be bored of the Mexico map and playing that for a few years, so they've switched back to the older game with the cool map that was in the UK. And obviously I live in the Lake District, and part of the map in Forza Horizon 4 is situated where I live, so it's quite cool driving those streets because it's kind of similar. It's pretty close. That's the only explanation for this actually being on Xbox Game Pass' current most popular list on the official Xbox store. It's definitely worth an install and going back to whether you have or haven't played it. I have reinstalled it to re-experience it on the Xbox Series S and X because it has had a patch. It performs fantastic and it's just as good as I remember, and it's a nice change from the hot Mexico map that we're used to playing over the last couple of years in Forza Horizon 5. Little bit of a concern, the fact that Forza Motorsports ain't on here. It's not on that most popular list. You'd assume that maybe that would have replaced Forza Horizon 5, but I don't think people have really gelled with Motorsports. I've quite liked it, to be honest. I took a break from the franchise after 6 or 7, I think. I just was a little bit fatigued by it and mostly played other racing games on the PC. But I did play a little bit of motorsports, and I've enjoyed it as a casual racer that was free on Game Pass. If I'd have bought it with my cash, probably wouldn't have been that impressed by it, but I think it's not too bad. It's probably getting a little bit more hate than it truly deserves. Another game that may not be available at the time of making this video, but it was the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta. And of course, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is available on Xbox Game Pass right now, which is a must download, absolute banger of a game. And Black Ops 6 will be coming in a couple of weeks, few months time to Xbox Game Pass, because obviously Xbox now own Activision. But let's talk about the Black Ops 6 beta, which sort of links into when Black Ops 6 will come out anyway. So if you're watching this at the time of that game coming out, go download it. I recently checked out the Black Ops 6 beta. It had a bunch of different maps and game modes. And this was my first time playing Call of Duty on Xbox for a very long time. I've been mostly playing it on PC with a mouse and keyboard because I'm absolutely hardcore with that setup. And also on the PS5. I bought Modern Warfare 3 on the PS5 because I just really enjoyed the DualSense controller and those adaptive triggers. Just a little bit fun, a little bit switch it up. It was very, very nice, especially in Black Ops, whichever the last one was. I want to say 5, of course, Black Ops 6, yeah, the Cold War one. I very much enjoyed the adaptive triggers on the PS5 and actually switched to playing COD on there for ages, all the way back to Vanguard, thinking about it. I forgot that one even existed. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Cold War, but now I'm back on the Xbox, baby. So we're playing Black Ops 6 on the Xbox, checked out the beta, really enjoyed it. I love the new 6-axis Omni motion. The characters just felt so lightweight, like it was revolutionary in how you could move them. You had so much detail over how your character was operating, and instantly I figured out how to use it. It wasn't one of those ones where you're like, oh, I don't like this. Just gel with it straight away after doing the introduction, just figuring out a few of the thumbsticks tricks. Awesome. This made it very exciting. It made COD feel different and fresh, not like that same old sliding around, slide canceling like we've been doing for years and years and years, since basically Warzone 1.0. Very nice way of freshening up the gameplay mechanics and also the pacing of the multiplayer. Graphically, I thought it looked good. It's still in beta. I don't know if they're going to improve, get worse, whatever, when they optimize it for performance. It seemed to be fine on my Xbox Series X, the overall performance. So I'm pretty confident that it's going to remain the same in this department and look pretty good on launch. Now, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but for me personally, Black Ops isn't my favorite Call of Duty sub-franchise. I love Black Ops 1. That was amazing. Black Ops 2, I didn't really like the futuristic stuff too much. And obviously, Black Ops 2 is insanely popular. But I played it loads as a kid, but I just didn't like all the wall. I think it had wall running, if I remember right. Like, it was all that type of stuff. Then I played like Black Ops 3 or whatever it was on the PS4, getting all the jetpacky stuff. It just felt a bit like Titanfall, and I felt like COD fell off a little bit, and then it came back. Since sort of Cold War coming into this, I'm loving the Black Ops franchise again as much as I did back on Black Ops 1. That was like one of the best Call of Duties I ever played, plus obviously Modern Warfare 2 and all that type of stuff back on the Xbox 360. It's feeling good again. It's feeling fresh. It's feeling peak franchise. One thing I love to see on Xbox Game Pass is the integration with EA Play and the access that we get to the sports games. No matter what genre of sports you like, you can play them on Xbox Game Pass. The ice hockey games, the football games, the F1 Formula games, and everything in between, the UFC boxing games. And one that has just been added is FC 24. Obviously, this is FIFA 24, but it's been rebranded to no longer being FIFA. This is now on Xbox Game Pass. I've been playing this mostly on the PlayStation 5. Actually had it where I could play it on my PlayStation Portal, which was quite fun as well. I could stream it over to my Portal, but this is now on Xbox Game Pass. Prior to this being on Xbox Game Pass, I hadn't bought FIFA for years. I was always playing like FIFA 21, FIFA 22, 23, etc. via Xbox Game Pass. So we've now got the latest version of FC 24. Of course, there'll be a new one coming out soon for the newer season, which will be dropping on the 27th of December. But me personally, I don't really play like the Ultimate Team stuff anymore. I used to back in the day, especially like FIFA 13, mate. All I played was Ultimate Team, and then through my teenage years, Ultimate Team only. But now I just mostly play career mode. I love a bit of career mode, so I'm not too bothered about having the latest version of the FIFA games. I can live with having like even FIFA 22 or 23, whichever one I like the mechanics at the best at the time. I played FIFA 21 for ages because I just liked the overall mechanics and how the players felt. And then I think in prior ones after that, they changed how the free kicks operated and the penalties, and I just didn't like that. So I usually just stick with one where I get used to the physics and play that to death. Because in career mode, you're moving all the players about anyways. And the next thing you know, it's 2036 and everyone's retired. So it doesn't really matter what strips and kits and players are allocated to which teams anyways, because you develop them all in career mode. So if you're like that and you like playing the single player stuff, whether that be your own player or the manager modes, perfect. Grab it on Game Pass, get it a year later, and you save yourself loads of money having to outlay like 60 quid every single year for the latest football game. FC 24 did introduce a lot of new mechanics, and I thought was quite good. For a complete rebrand of the FIFA franchise, I found the next generation features very nice. The overall control and additional movement the players had brought a fresh approach and a new learning curve to this sports genre, which kept it interesting and exciting. Now, of course, these are just some of the most popular games that you can play on Xbox Game Pass right now, but if you want some unique suggestions that you may have completely missed, you should check out this video next and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. But as always, I've been Ben Rowlands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.